Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Bartop with
Another
Nick. And
episode.
today you had something in mind, Avi, that one that you up at
This
night.
it does more frequently than it should. Something that I had dealt with fairly recently, so that's the reason it came up. Which is, what is your take on people's etiquette when it comes to elevators? Hotels elevators specifically, because it's very different in your apartments where what is it, a 7, 8 story building, and it's going to be hi, hello, where you off to, where you coming from, and that's about it. Is everybody all right at home? Well,
Yeah,
it's very brief.
I guess when you're in an apartment and
But
you
it's
see
all
those people frequently enough,
maybe you would not know each other very well, but you're still fairly well acquainted compared to in a hotel situation where the elevator is much larger. You have people from different walks of life traveling at the same time for whatever 30, 40 seconds at best.
with us etiquettes, I mean, it's pretty.
Okay, before you start, I just have one
Okay.
question. As your, I don't know what's the company protocol, but as per your own protocol, what is your first action when it comes to
Oh,
traveling, commuting?
I mean, within the elevator. Well,
Yeah, that.
company protocol states that you have to acknowledge the guest. Now, mind you, I don't wear a
Huh.
name tag when I'm at work.
Yep.
This guy unnecessarily suited up. So I have to kind of acknowledge them. And if they don't know I work over there, it's a greeting back and that's the end of the story. But if they have the slightest clue that I'm employed in this company, more than frequently they want to share their feedback quite immediately. And it's not like I have a notepad at hand, but yeah, they want to tell me about what's not working in their room or how much they are enjoying their stay, but one aspect could be done better. So mostly around that. But my first thought in the head is always this, that every guest is suddenly elevators go open in front of you and they're like a deer in
Yeah.
headlights. You don't know if they should like smile, greet, talk, walk, because it's an awkward interaction, right? They always like look at you like, oh my, who's this person in this elevator which was only designed for me? So they're always fearful in the first 5 seconds, I feel, and then eventually maybe it'll be like a nod.
But if a guest, even at that moment, let's say you had a notepad, let's say you actually had access to one, would you make do with any of those feedbacks?
If it was something extreme, all right, I'm talking about like
Huge
no, no.
overload.
If it was extreme, yes, I would. I would probably try to get in touch with somebody concerned. But if it's an issue
Nobody
that's
from your hotel is watching it. It's
no,
okay.
if it's an issue that keeps happening, and I know nothing's been done about it in the past, I just say yes. Of course, I will pass it on to management because I know that nothing's going to happen.
But in a 40-second elevator ride, what do you even complain about?
Surprised,
Loud music?
because one part you're not accounting for is sometimes there might be stops during the elevator ride. I mean,
Yeah.
so for example, the elevator has there are 6 elevators or maybe 5 elevators running through right on the main section, the main guest
Yeah.
elevator, and it's configured in a way that one elevator will stop at a single stop. But for some reason, it doesn't. People tend to just keep hitting everything, like all the buttons in the entry lobby,
All
right?
the buttons at all the time.
Sorry.
They hit all the buttons.
Once one elevator comes through, the rest is supposed to like just go off.
Okay.
But some people
Exactly. Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like your face. I mean, not my face, or your face, but don't like the people standing in. Like, if you have somebody that's conservative and you see somebody with a bikini in the elevator, they're like, oh, haram, let me just take another one. Because, I mean, it happens. It happens.
It's because you're
Yeah.
traveling with the wife.
So
Then.
a 40-second elevator ride tends to be a little bit more sometimes just because it's stopping multiple times and people don't get in or whatever. So that does amplify the amount of time they have to share feedback. That's the word. I mean, in my head, it's just called bitching and moaning, but it is feedback.
All bitching and moaning at the end of the day in hotel premises is a feedback, no?
That is true. That is true.
Next door neighbor was too loud. The music in the banquet was blasting, so I couldn't sleep peacefully. The room was musty. This goes on
Yeah,
and on and on.
that's usually fun.
It's never a complaint or a feedback that you hear for the first time. So you always have to keep this face that, oh, I'm so sorry
More
to.
frequent than not, yeah. No, unless it's the really drastic ones. Like somewhat recently, I heard of a case. Uh, Guest got burned, like a water burn, like a second degree burn. But that's not normal. No, that ain't.
That's the fucking blister, man.
No,
Get over
no,
it.
it was bad. It was bad. He called. We called an external company for getting like a salon treatment, like a facial and stuff done in suite or in room, whatever you term it. Turns out the guy who was handling the equipment was not trained well, maybe. So
Oh, it was somebody else's fuck
yeah.
up that caused the accident. Ah, okay, okay. Sorry about
So
that.
that
I thought you were trying to boil water on the
no, no,
kettle that
no,
you
no. It
pooped
is
out
one
with.
of those.
And stick your hand in there.
If he was the one to do it, or it'll be fine. But when it's somebody else you paid for,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't
Then
constitute
it's
that as an accident, like a minor accident. That shit. You don't expect to come for a vacation and get burnt. I mean, literally, but not like sunburn or something. But yeah, that was a conversation I learned while I was in an elevator. And I was like, oh, where are you all running to with the paramedics? Like, XXX happened, this number, here, there. You got to go to the hospital now. I said, that was not a conversation I was expecting to have on my way to lunch. But yeah, I mean,
but
elevator conversations can vary. I've gotten business
yeah,
tips in an elevator. Yeah, of
crypto.
not the guide to it, but yeah, like, oh, you should. He's like, are you happy? Like one time somebody will try to put me on the therapy seat and be like, are you happy over here? I'm like, what the hell was that? I was not expecting that one either. I said, of course I am. I'm in the best place to work, and this is what I dreamt of. So
Requested.
no,
Secret auditor. You're an auditor, aren't
no.
you?
Then he went off with, he's like, you should invest in crypto, man, and make a better life for yourself. I'm like, if I knew how to do that, I'd probably already have done it. That made it more awkward, and then we just got off at the stop, and I'm like, yeah, I should shut my mouth.
So you're saying, and then there are businesses and what else?
Yeah, no, so there's like business ideas that come through. People tend to confess about their children, like like there's always that one aunt in an elevator. I mean, not in an elevator. You could meet her anywhere on the street as well. But she wants to tell you about how successful her kids are. Only difference is I'm not related to you, and I don't need to hear this shit. So uh, you get that.
End up
My son
oversharing.
gifted me this trip, and I'm so blessed to be staying over here. And he's a doctor in this place, or he's a millionaire in that place. And I'm like, that's good. I mean, such a wonderful child. I wish like all kids could be like him. I hope he dies somewhere also. Because I mean, no, I didn't. I did not pay.
But in all fairness, he eventually would
Yeah,
die.
I'm having a good state. Thank you. I don't know what point of
And
you
end the
try to
conversation.
guilt me into not being a good son.
Because the tendency to overshare with somebody who would listen, and you look like the person who would listen.
Tell me about.
You're a free elevator therapist at this point.
No, so I mean that's something I've changed. So now I quite actually avoid if I see a guest in an elevator or something. I'll just stand and be like, you know what, please carry on. You can go on ahead. I'll take the next one. There's only one person in the elevator, just one. But if they look like they speak the language, I'm like, you can carry on ahead. I'll take the next one. So, yes, you had a long day. You're trying to go get home. Somebody meets you down there. Yeah, but yeah,
Based on something that the aunt situation, I wanted to ask you something
mm,
else, which is, and I'm pretty sure since your department would face this more than the others, which is our guests ended up treating you guys as free therapy.
yeah, they do. They do. I mean,
The sadness in your face.
no, because again, it's not like a therapist will still hear both sides of a story, but when you hear it from the customer service point of view, there is some sort of hope they have from you, and I don't think it's everybody, but I think it's a hope like, you know what? Look at how wonderful or bad my situation is going. How are you going to make it better? And I feel that's just fucking unnecessary pressure on me. I mean, I'm just here to maybe get your reservation helped out or sort out a query for you. I don't need that kind of pressure in my life. Like, like my kid is going through cancer right now and he's coming to his chemo, and it was his dream to take a picture over here. And I'm like, okay.
Did you get the picture?
So,
The exit's right
I'm just
there.
going to follow up. No, I've got some weird therapy sessions in that sense. I mean, people bragging about things, people trying to feel good about themselves. Maybe it's not a therapy session, I guess. It's more like, you call this
It's
friends
more of
to
validation, I
feel good
think.
about yourself. Oh, who's a
It's
big boy?
oh,
You're a big
yeah.
boy. No, like, no. Yeah, no, you get people like, oh, I'm not kidding. This actually happened once over a call. Guy sharing about his life and how he's worked in oil companies and he's a big shit in America. And he's like, oh, I've got pictures with Trump and President Bush, and we played golf together. I'm not kidding. He's big money, so you can't refuse to everything. But he literally got my number. Okay, like he got it out of me. He's like, just tell me. I said, I'm not allowed. Like, not about legal, but company policies. He's like, Nicole, no, I need somebody I can
Yeah.
talk to directly. I'll speak to your manager, but I want your number.
Oh, your
Yeah,
personal number.
I mean, over a week's worth of conversation with this man. But eventually I caved and I gave him like, you know what, okay, fine. If you need something, I'll get it done. Just holler at me. The very next instant, he sends me pictures of him and with Bush and him and Trump. And he's like,
Oh, oh, the pause. I was like,
no, 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 no.
send a picture with
It's an elderly
like,
dude.
where is this
I
going?
don't think he's a pervert, but I don't know. I mean, he was with Trump, so maybe.
Were you on the
Yeah.
island?
But he goes off and he sends it to me and he goes, see, I told you I wasn't lying. I'm like, sir, I believed you the first time. I mean, this did not change unless you're offering me a share in your company or, I don't know, your daughter's hand. This doesn't matter. I mean, I didn't obviously say all of that, but
You should have. Maybe we wouldn't be on this call right now. We'd be on the bonnet of a Rolls Royce eating grapes.
yeah, the people share that. I've heard stories about how a 73-year-old couple first met and the people going through medical crisis in their life. Yeah, but my favorite one is this that people with the score celebration. Alright? Like,
What's that?
celebrating a 25th or a 50th anniversary and coming to propose to my
Ah,
girlfriend.
okay.
And
Sure.
they'll always add this beautiful 17 paragraph story on this email and be like, this is what I've done and we've struggled and strived and this. And I'm like, okay, that's good. I mean, congratulations on your achievements and let me get you in touch with my team who can help you arrange things for that. And they'll let you know the prices. And that immediately changes to, oh no, but just would like to know what the hotel can do from their side itself. And I'm like, so you just took
Of
a
course.
whole lot of validation from me, right? Because the conversation goes, I'm like, oh, that's good, like, it's so sad, whatever it may be. And then the final thing is, so what can you give me for free? Back to it again. It's my favorite quote. But yeah,
I would still prefer if they just got to the points more directly. There is a better chance that you could actually
yeah.
get a better
Not
deal.
waste your
I
time.
mean, I'm not saying you always would. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't fly too much.
Um,
It's always that.
Okay, so let's say you're in one of your pseudo therapy sessions, the free kinds. How do you get out of?
Ooh, well, there's always my favorite, which is technical difficulties. You get it?
With processing the information?
No, just that I cannot hear you or something did not come through. This is on the back end. When I'm in
Yeah,
person,
yeah,
that obviously is a more
yeah.
challenging time. And I'll usually try to put it, I'm like, that is tough to know. I said, but, I'm really interested to know more about this. You're in suite XXX or whatever, in this number room. Let me have something sent to you. Maybe I'll come and deliver it myself. I've done that more than once.
And almost
Oh
always.
no, because again, I give you the hope that you're going to get something for free. What about you? What are your therapy sessions like
I
with your doctor? I'm just kidding.
I had it a little worse because I started like when I started working, I was part of the butler
Mm-hmm.
department. So the therapy sessions were in their room.
Ah, okay.
You didn't really have an exit plan.
Yeah.
You just stood there staring and pretending to be interested till the company phone rang for the
Yeah.
next call.
Okay.
So I would just secretly hope and pray that the phone rang till I found out that it was a keypad phone. It was one of those old Nokia phones, well, not the smartphone. I figured that if you held on to like zero and asterisk
Yeah.
together, it would trigger the timer,
Okay.
like the
Okay.
alarm.
Calm down.
So I just have it in my pocket and then just go at it. And then I knew like a few seconds, and about I think 5 or 10 seconds later, the alarm
Yeah.
would start. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, just receiving a call from my manager." I'm like, huh? Oh, certainly I'll be there. I think I gotta go, but however, since you're on a 5 day stay anyway, we will definitely
Yeah.
connect soon. I'll make sure I never came by that room in
Knock
the
on
next
that
five
bloody
days. But
floor.
some were genuine, just some got to a point where they just accepted the fact that I don't know anybody in India. Let me just speak to this one guy who checked
Yeah.
me in and asked me if you want to make some reservations. That was my only conversation with this human. But I'll ensure he knows everything that I did back at home, everything that I've dealt with over the years. And bro, you've been around for like 60 plus years on this
Yeah.
planet, so you've gone through a lot. But I'll
There's
make
always
sure you
that
know it all.
one point of overshare.
But so again, similarly, you would not be allowed to give contacts. I would give out email ID.
Ah, okay.
Like I'd give out my email ID.
Actually, why didn't I think of that?
Fairly recently. What? Giving out email ID?
Pushing out my personal email ID instead because I give him my work email address. I said, you can. He's like, no, I want
Yeah.
to contact you directly. So I should have given like a personal email address and try that.
I was too low of a position to have a work
Okay.
email ID. I had to give my personal. So I would just give it. And these guys would actually type out emails, man.
Yeah.
Like fairly recently, I was going through an old email account to retrieve some data, and I found proper massive paragraph emails that they
Yeah.
would send. And this is I'm talking 2016, 2017. It was hi, we have reached back wherever they've come
Oh
from.
yeah.
It was a pleasant stay. I'm like, had you written all of this great words
Yeah,
on
on
the
Yelp or
review,
some shit.
it would actually benefit me when you were in the fucking
Yeah, no,
hotel, idiot.
that is true. I mean, but yeah, when it comes to therapy, I mean, especially hotel therapy, in the sense that you're talking about, it's with
Yeah.
air quotes feedback. I mean, nothing. It's always that.
Hmm.
Oh, I struggled to be here, and you didn't refill my water. How dare you? There's always a but and a feedback after that.
Oh, I just remembered a quick one. I don't know if I should share. Oh, you know what? Fuck, who cares? Not like you got to see it. But so there was this time in the hotel when one Mata had checked
Mm-hmm.
in, the
Yeah,
footballer. So obviously, see, very frequently stars and celebrities would check in, but who gave a damn? Unless you're like a World Cup winner and a
yeah,
footballer and all of that. So I was waiting at the lobby. I'm like, इसको मिलने गए. And got to meet him, bro. It was not even like a minute before the manager pulled me and he's like, listen, there's a guest who has to go to St. Regis for a meeting. You got to travel with him. The worst is you could exit from a reservation desk. You could escape from a hotel room. You could run away from the lobby. Can't really escape from a car in the middle of a therapy session.
yeah. Same principle as an elevator. There's no way out.
I knew the conversation was serious because he was seated behind. It was a sedan and he was seated right behind me. There's the driver and I'm sitting in
Yeah,
the passenger seat. We pull over about 15, 20 minutes into the ride because he wanted to pick something up from a gift shop. He asked me to move into the back seat. So it was a no direct in-person
it's
venting
capturing
situation
your facial expressions as well. Then,
because he was visiting St. Regis not for a business visit. He's meeting. a
Okay,
work
that's
friend,
what they're calling it now.
because it was so beautifully like strategized, where they both flew it from the same country, from the same company, to the same airport. They checked into two different, completely different five stars.
So that the credit cards
I'm
don't
like,
link
oh,
up.
I was like, I gotta give it to him. I was like, bro, you're smart. I didn't say that out loud, but so he showed me
Showed
pictures
the
again
pictures.
on the lines of validation, and quite flattering pictures. He was not much of a looker, but turns out he had quite a high position in this company based out of the UK. So this was one of his business escapades,
Uh,
and I was like, there was no reason for me to know all of this, right?
okay.
But just this urge to tell somebody. That's all that.
Yeah.
That's why
And then
friends are
he caught
important.
you. So the call to phone,
God,
spoken to
nothing. All I did was sat
God.
in an adjacent room for an hour while the meeting was underway. So yeah,
That's a
that
pretty
was the one that I
elaborate
remembered,
meeting.
and you couldn't escape the therapy session.
Yeah. Let's close the tap on that one because I definitely want to maybe hear from the viewers as well. If what was the time you got stuck in an elevator and were dying to get out?